If you watched my last video, you did something smart. You started taking vitamin D, or you booked the test, or you're about to. Good. But I owe you the other half of the story because there's a catch almost nobody is told. Vitamin D doesn't work alone. Your body can't actually use the vitamin D you're taking without a second mineral working alongside it. And in Canada, this is the one most people over 60 are quietly short on. Take the D without it, and a lot of that effort just sits there unused. Worse, it can quietly make the shortage even bigger. Let me say that again, because it's the whole point of today. The vitamin D you swallow is the inactive form. Before your body can do anything with it, it has to be switched on, converted in 2 steps by your liver and then your kidneys. And every one of the enzymes that does that switching needs the same helper to function. No helper, no conversion. You can take a perfectly good dose of vitamin D and leave most of it stuck in the off position. That helper is magnesium, and this is exactly the mineral I promised you at the end of the last video. The one that works hand in hand with vitamin D, and the one most Canadian seniors are also missing. So today I'll show you why your body runs short on it as you get older, the everyday signs that get written off as aging, why a normal blood test can miss it completely, and exactly what to do, including the form that actually absorbs, and the one that's mostly a waste of money. Remember Eleanor. After last winter, she started a daily vitamin D, just like we talked about. And a lot did get better. The afternoon exhaustion lifted, her energy came back. But a few things never quite did. She was still waking at 2 a.m. with a vicious cramp seizing her calf, still lying awake afterward, mind humming. Every so often a strange little flutter in her chest. She figured the D just hadn't kicked in yet. When her doctor finally rechecked her vitamin D level, it had come up, but slower and less than they'd expected. There was a reason for all of it, the same reason. Her partner mineral was running on empty. And she is the rule, not the exception. Health Canada's own National Nutrition Survey found that among Canadians 65 and older, 64%, nearly 2 in 3, don't get enough magnesium from their food. 2 in 3. It sits right next to vitamin D on the short list of nutrients Canadians are most likely to fall short on. So if you're over 60 and watching this, the odds are simply not in your favor, and it has almost nothing to do with how well you eat. Why does this happen more as we age? A few reasons stack up. We tend to eat a little less overall, so we take in less of everything. Our gut absorbs magnesium less efficiently than it did at 40. The foods richest in it, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, beans, whole grains, are often the first things that drop off an older plate. And then there's the part that catches people completely off guard. Some of the most common medications after 60 actively drain magnesium out of you. Water pills, diuretics, for blood pressure, flush it out through your kidneys. The acid-reducing pills millions take for heartburn, the ones ending in prazole, block how much magnesium you absorb when taken for months or years. The regulators have warned about this directly, and certain diabetes medications lower it too, so the very people most likely to be short on magnesium are often the ones on the medications that quietly pull it down further. It's a double hit, and it's almost never mentioned at the pharmacy counter. Now, here's how a magnesium shortage actually shows up and why it gets blamed on age. The classic one, muscle cramps, especially those brutal night cramps that grab your calf or foot in the dark. Magnesium is what lets a tense muscle let go, run low, and your muscles stay wound up. The second, poor sleep. Magnesium calms the nervous system. Without enough, you sleep lighter and wake more. The third, and the one that worries doctors, your heartbeat. Magnesium helps keep the rhythm steady, so a shortage can show up as flutters, skips, or palpitations. Then there's a low-grade anxiety or irritability you can't explain, a wired, on-edge feeling, and one nobody connects, constipation, because magnesium helps the bowel move. Read that list back. Sore at night, sleeping badly, a fluttery heart, on edge, sluggish digestion. Every single one of those gets shrugged off with the same 3 words: just getting older. Sometimes that's true. But sometimes it's one mineral your body has been quietly short on for years. And here's the part that makes it so easy to miss. You'd think a blood test would catch it. It usually doesn't. Here's why. Less than 1% of the magnesium in your body is actually floating in your blood. The vast majority is locked inside your bones and your cells. So your body will pull magnesium out of your bones to keep that tiny blood level looking perfectly normal, even while your real stores are running dry. A standard serum magnesium test can come back fine while you're genuinely deficient. So if you've ever been told your blood work looked good, that doesn't fully rule this out. Quick favor before I tell you what to do about it. Tell me in the comments, do you get those nighttime leg cramps? One word, yes or no, and which province you're in. I read everyone, and it genuinely helps me see how common this is for Canadians our age. It helps other people find this too. So, the fix. And it's a good news fix. Start with food because it's the safest place to load up. The richest sources are easy to like: pumpkin seeds and almonds, spinach and other dark leafy greens, black beans, whole grains, and yes, a square or two of dark chocolate genuinely counts. A small handful of pumpkin seeds alone gets you a meaningful chunk of the day. Build a couple of these into your week and you've already moved the needle. How much are we aiming for? For women over 50, about 320 milligrams a day. For men over 50, about 420. If food can't reliably get you there, and for a lot of older Canadians in winter it can't, a supplement is reasonable. But the form matters enormously, and this is where people waste their money. The cheapest magnesium on the shelf, the one in most bargain bottles, is magnesium oxide, and your body absorbs very little of it. It mostly acts as a laxative and passes straight through. What you want instead is magnesium glycinate, gentle on the stomach, well absorbed, and calming, which makes it lovely taken in the evening for sleep and night cramps. Magnesium citrate is also well absorbed and has the bonus of helping if constipation is your issue. Glycinate or citrate, not oxide. Write those 2 words down. I've put a well-tested magnesium glycinate down in the description to save you the label reading, but any reputable glycinate or citrate will do the job just as well. And here's how it ties back to the last video. Magnesium and vitamin D are partners, so take them together. The magnesium helps your body actually switch the vitamin D on, and the 2 of them, with calcium, are what keep your bones strong rather than brittle. There's even a real catch to know. Taking high doses of vitamin D on its own can burn through your magnesium faster, deepening the very shortage that stops the D from working. So, more D is not always better. The right move isn't a mega dose of one. It's a sensible amount of both, together. One important caution. If you have kidney disease or you take heart rhythm medication, talk to your doctor or pharmacist before adding magnesium. Your kidneys clear it, and that changes the math for you specifically. For most healthy older adults, food and a modest, well-absorbed supplement are very safe. But your situation is yours, so make it a conversation. Back to Eleanor. She added a magnesium glycinate in the evening, kept eating her seeds and greens, and stayed on her vitamin D. Within a couple of weeks, the night cramps loosened their grip. She was sleeping through. The little chest flutters quieted, and the next time they checked, her vitamin D had finally climbed to where it should have been all along, because now her body could actually use it. 2 pieces working together, the way they're meant to. So here's what I want you to carry out of this. Vitamin D got the attention, but it was never a solo act. Magnesium is the quiet partner that makes it work, and most of us over 60 are running short without knowing it. It's not a drug, it's not a megadose, it's not complicated. It's food on your plate, the right form in the bottle, and the 2 taken together. And please hear this clearly. Everything here is general information, not medical advice. Your numbers, your medications, and your kidneys are a conversation for you and your doctor. But it's a conversation worth having. If this filled in a gap for you, subscribe, because there's a third piece to this, and it's the one almost nobody talks about. Next time, I'm walking you through the vitamin that decides where all that calcium actually goes, whether it ends up strengthening your bones or hardening your arteries. Vitamin D, magnesium, and this. That's the part of the story that finishes it. I'll see you there.